So, speaking of those who love Harry and Meghan, that segues perfectly into arguably their biggest enemy on the planet. Not their family, not even the press, but ex-press, a gentleman called Piers Morgan. Yeah, boo. Now, on a serious note, I don't hate Piers Morgan. Sorry. I don't hate him. I find him very, sometimes obnoxious. A lot of the time, actually. But sometimes, go on, Piers, give him what for. When he talks against those who snivel behind power and lie through their teeth, I've been egging him on to grill and put people on the stoking fire to get to the truth. Some of the things he stood up for, some causes, whether you agreed or not, you had to say he had some kahunas to take on some of those sacred cows. But what I will say, without reservation, he is wrong on this Meghan issue. He is categorically, in my opinion, in the wrong. I'm jumping off the fence. I'm going away from grey and I'm calling it black or white. He is out of line, and I think that it's very poisonous and toxic the way he's behaved. Let's address the elephant in the room. Do I think Piers Morgan is a racist? No. We're in a situation where if you do critique somebody of colour, it can be construed as racist. Now, I do think he is racially insensitive to the max, because to dismiss the clear racial undertones of what Meghan and Harry disclosed around her biraciality and that of her child, soon to be children, you have such a bone to pick with her that you're overlooking the obvious. A bit of context. Piers Morgan, a world famous presenter who was the one-time editor of the Daily Mirror, a huge newspaper here in my country, Great Britain. A celebrated journalist, very bullish and known for having strong opinions and being very Marmite. You either love him or you hate him. He, as a newspaper man, a tabloid guy, he knows his way around a story, and he knows his way, he knows how to read the wind, you know, like knowing where the public is going and sometimes positioning in that direction. Turns out that when Meghan was quite new, visiting this country, I think just before she got with Harry, in the circles they moved in, Piers Morgan met Meghan and they got friendly. I think they had a couple of drinks. What is confusing is, I understand he was married then as he is now. Don't want to kind of cast aspersions, but it's a bit weird that... Anyway, apparently she ghosted him once she got with Prince Harry. Again, I don't know either of them. That could be legitimate. I mean, what is definitely the case is that they no longer are in communication after striking up what he felt was a blossoming friendship. Again, people know very much who Piers Morgan is, and they know his tabloid history. So it's quite possible you heard that Meghan say, by her own admission, she had to warn her friends to say no comment, say nothing about the couple because of the royal entanglements. Is it unlikely that they told her to cut ties with Piers Morgan knowing that he's a prolific journalist? Just saying, it's not outside the realms of plausibility. But anyway, the phone went cold. He himself has admitted that was the moment he went off her. And he decided he didn't like her. Because no one puts baby in a corner, Dirty Dancing reference there. No one puts the phone down on Piers Morgan. So since then, to put context, since she spurned and his friendship and the phone went cold, he has made it his mission to berate her every moment he could with growing intensity, with growing savagery, really relentless, which has clouded his judgment. You know when you don't like someone or you fall out with someone and you have mutual friends and you try and subtly influence sometimes those friends not to like that person that you don't like, you try and get them on side, you know, or maybe unsubtly, you try and badmouth that person so you can turn the whole world against that one because you don't like them. Yeah, that. Everything she did was toxic. Everything she did was worthy of scorn. And if he don't like her, he don't like her. That's cool. But he used the biggest platforms he could, morning television, newspapers, radio, Twitter, to bash this woman relentless. And I still, for the life of me, can't see what she did so wrong. So we have a bias here, a guy who is very influential and very principled often. But in this area, it is a major blind spot. You know, seeing the speck in other people's eyes, but not seeing the plank in your own. He is famously friends with ex-President Donald Trump. Whether you think that's good or bad, I'm not going there. And when certain things that Trump did or said that were controversial, he cut ties with the president and called him out on some stuff. Now, whatever your politics, I kind of admired that he was not going to let a friend, however high profile, off the hook when he felt that they were wrong. He called out his friend and he didn't care that he was the most powerful man on the planet. Again, I'm neither an anti-Trump or pro-Trump. I'm just saying, in the context of this, he spoke his mind. Maybe he was testing the wind again and feeling the mood of the people, but regardless, he stood against a friend. The issue now is, what high-profile friend has taken Piers to one side and say, you are wrong on this, and being principled? When his colleague, Alex Hersford, the weatherman, who is biracial himself, on their programme, Good Morning Britain, challenged him very politely and very eloquently, just reflected to him, man, you have issues with Meghan because you kind of had personal beef.
I'm done with this.
Do you think that's clouding your judgment here?
You know what? That's pathetic.
He couldn't take it. He's calling people Snowflake all the time on his show, on his platforms,
Absolutely
but he couldn't take it. He just got up and walked off. Now, part of me, knowing a little bit about pantomime, probably suspects that not all was what it seemed. There's a new channel coming down the pipe, in which there's rumours that he may be a presenter on that. So if you're going to go out with a bang, showtime. Bit of showbiz there. It's possible that this was a little bit of a calculation to say, you know what, if I'm going to fall on my sword, I'm going to go out epically. I'm going to storm off and say, sorry, not sorry, and go out with a wave of controversy. Because, you know, Piers Morgan's a big guy. He's calling people Snowflake. On the surface, in his last appearance on Good Morning Britain, when he was challenged, like I said, he took off his mic and stormed off and never came back. That same day in the evening, it was announced that he's no longer on the show. The funny thing is that there were 41,000 complaints about his non-stop barrage of Meghan and Harry within the 24 hours of the show being aired. I understand there's like 75,000 messages of support saying that they want him to be reinstated on the show. Wow. I don't know what to say about that. Apparently, it was a mutual passing of ways between Morgan and ITV, or Good Morning Britain. He's blatantly not apologised, even though he knows there's a big firestorm of controversy around his actions, which he chose to do. No one put a gun to his head. No one told, and he's anti-gun anyway, no one told him to implode like that. Even his co-host, Susanna, would always say, you're crossing the line here. You are gunning for this woman. She said she felt suicidal. She said she felt the blunt end of racism. And you can't show a single shred of compassion. So, do I think Piers Morgan is racist? No. But do I think that he sided with powers and opinions and a climate that has definite racist overtones and problematic issues? Yes. And shame on him for that. Because you should be able to take away your personal... Listen, a professional is a professional. You don't have to like the royal couple, or mainly Meghan. But to ignore la 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 la, for that to shade any any issues that she's bringing to the surface where she feels maligned and she's felt attacked, and newspaper cuttings. So been groups that have collated in all the journalist cuttings of coverage of Meghan that have proven that she has been abused, she has been bashed, she has been vilified, she's been made the villain. And she ain't had any sexual improprieties. She ain't flown to no questionable islands. She hasn't been kept company with notorious, problematic people. You know? Just saying. So, it's a difficult one because I had a certain level of time for Piers Morgan, even though I disagreed with him on many things and I didn't like his bullish ways at times. But I'm not comfortable with labelling people racist because they don't like someone of colour. And I can understand why people are calling Morgan racist because of the optics and a lot of situations she has been a victim of racism, legitimately, whether you believe that or not. But I think he contributes to the race issue, to the mental health issue on this matter. And for that, I say he should feel ashamed. The thing is, if people gun for him, he'll become a martyr. I don't wish him any ill will. I think he is a very great professional journalist. He's great at his job. I've seen him show compassion at times, especially around charities and children's causes. I'm not trying to say, oh, this guy you think is bad is not that bad. Remember, I like to be a little bit grey. I just think he was obsessed with a unforgiving heart for this individual. And let this be a lesson to all of us. You know, when you have a heart of bitterness, you can see literally the house on fire and you'll say, no, it's just a bit of smoke. You can see people outside their window with guns and threatening and bomb threats and stuff like, oh, what are they fussing about? Drama queens. You know? It can colour the way that you see things because you are so blinded by offence at best, hate at worst. I pray for Piers Morgan. I pray that he's able to resolve those feelings in his heart because they're toxic. It's not good to live with that negative feeling to anybody. You know, there's people that have forgiven people who killed their loved ones and don't carry that malice around. What did Meghan do to you, my guy? Didn't answer your calls no more? Yet people have forgiven people that have killed their children. You know, people at death row, people have forgiven most heinous acts. Yet you can't find yourself to forgive a lady who may have ghosted your calls. I pray that you find forgiveness because there's a lot of hate in the world and we don't need it and you don't need it. And Meghan and Harry 100% don't need it. Let it go, let it go, let it go.